I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harakak, and I would also like to give a double honors unto the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone that do well, that have taught me this truth. And I would also like to say a sincere shalom unto the hopeful elect, unto the scattered elect, unto the brothers, the prophets, the men that are prophesying, laboring in this truth and in this doctrine. Unto you, I say shalom. E is beginning to flex his sword. All right. And what took place over there, you can say last week, when last Friday, was it the second, the third, when I believe it's the third or second, I don't know. But when United States, I don't know if it was Marines, Special Forces went into Venezuela and they pretty much kidnapped Maduro. All right, they used a sonic weapon to basically destabilize the soldiers. It says U.S. sonic weapon left Venezuelan soldiers bleeding, vomiting blood during Maduro capture operation. All right, so the same, and that's part of Esau's sword. All right, the sword of his blessing. Okay, and he's starting to flex it, not just he's flexing it on these different nations. All right, in a small dose, but he's going to begin to use that same technology on you people here in America. Okay, and they're gonna they're gonna use microwaves. They're gonna use whatever kind of crowd control weapons that's at their disposal. They got new shit that they ain't even brought out yet that they're gonna test on you people. All right, when all these people want to go out there and protest this, that, or whatever it may be, Esau has a solution for everything. The only thing that Esau does not have a solution for is Yahawashi when he comes to them chariots. All right, he don't have a solution for his destruction. But everything else, Esau gonna bring it. Esau gonna flex a sword. All right, the Lord blessed him with that sword, and he's mastered it. It says American. I'm gonna read a little bit of the article, then I'm gonna get this other article because this was the same weapon, similar to the same weapon they used in that movie, Leave the World Behind, that I believe came out 2 or 3 years ago. Well, shit, yeah, 3 years now. Where it was and if you watch that movie, it was like a loud noise, but it was a type of radiation. Where in the movie, I believe they said it was some type of radiation poison. The same thing. All right, so like I say, don't think that they won't use this technology on you American people. All right, if things are not going how Esau wants, and when that time comes, everything that will go wrong or can go wrong will go wrong. All right, and that's when Esau has to use go to drastic measures. All right, because they're doing all this witchcraft, all this folly and bullshit. All it is just for one main reason, and that's to fulfill and accomplish their new world order, ultimate world dominance, where they control the world, all the resources, and all the people in it. All right, so let me read this article to give you an insight of of this weapon. Okay, that they've used and they've been using. This is probably old. This is probably old technology. It says American forces deployed a devastating sonic weapon during the raid to capture Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro, leaving soldiers bleeding from their noses and vomiting blood, according to a witness account shared by the White House. The chilling testimony posted on X by U.S. Press Secretary Carolyn Levitt on Saturday described how 20 U.S. troops armed with advanced technology wiped out hundreds of Venezuelan defenders without suffering a single casualty. The Guard's account reveals the stark technology gap between America's force and Maduro's military. And this should be a wake up call to you stupid niggas out there that think you're gonna fight against these devils with AKs, nines, and 40 Glocks and whatever you think, whatever you can get at your local gun store is gonna be a threat to these devils. Okay, the only thing that can save us is Yahawah Bahasham Shah. That's the only thing. Actually, you know what? Let me get a precept real quick. I'm gonna go back to the article, which is something I want to get. This is the Book of Psalms. I think it's is it 44? Um, Shit. Let me look it up real quick on my phone. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, Psalms 44. I was there. Psalms 44 and 6. Oh, wait, no. Oh, I'm tripping. It's 45. Psalms 44 and 6. It reads, "For I will not trust in my," actually, yeah, "I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me." And this was King David. Okay? And he was one of the most mightiest warriors in history. All right. He said, "Neither shall my sword save me." All right. I won't trust in my bow, neither will my sword save me. But thou hast saved us from our enemies, and put them to shame that hated us. It's the Lord that delivers man. All right. Is you can't deliver yourself. All right. And a lot of dumb niggas out there are gonna find that out the hard way. All right. The guards account. Back to the article. The guards account reveals a stark technology gap between America's forces and Maduro's military, with a mystery weapon rendering soldiers completely incapacitated within moments. The operation, condemned Operation Absolute Resolve, began around 2 local time, and at on January 3rd, with explosions were first observed across northern Venezuela. Let me see. My head was exploding from inside. Venezuelan guard recalled the moment U.S. forces unleashed the weapon during the operation. At one point, they launched something. I don't know how to describe it. He said in an interview, "It was like a very intense sound wave. Suddenly, I felt my head was exploding from inside." So they showed you that in the movie. So the shit that they show you in the movies is just not for the movies. It's not. It's not just fiction. That's real. All right. That's predictive programming. That's what they can do, and that's what they will do eventually. The effects were immediate and horrific. Immediate. It didn't take time. It was just at a sudden. According to his testimony, "We started bleeding from the nose," he said, "where some were vomiting. We fell to the ground, unable to move. We couldn't even stand up after the sonic weapon or whatever it was." The witness described how hundreds of Venezuelan soldiers were rendered helpless, collapsing where they stood as the weapon took effect. And upon reading this, before reading this and finding this information out, you would think that, damn, at least Maduro's military will put up a fight. All right. But obviously, hey, they couldn't. All right. Esau put that sonic weapon in there, that sonic whatever it was, and everyone knocked down hundreds of soldiers. That's why we need Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi to defeat this devil. Because this devil, like I said, this devil has mastered the sword. All right, Venezuela Interior Minister Dios Diosdado, whatever, Diosdado Cambello confirmed on Wednesday that more than 100 people were killed during the U.S. military operation. The death toll included 32 Cuban citizens carrying out missions for Cuba Armed Forces and Interior Ministry. Cuba's presidential office revealed on Facebook, "It remains unclear how many casualties resulted specifically from the sonic weapon." So it actually killed people. It wasn't just, it knocked them down. Some people actually, shit, gave up the ghost. According to the guard's account, Venezuelan forces had no warning before the assault began. Hey, that's all of a sudden. "We were on guard, but suddenly all our radar systems shut down without any explanation," he said. The next thing we saw were drones, a lot of drones flying over our position, and we didn't know how to react. But he estimated that barely 8 helicopters dropped approximately 20 U.S. troops into the area. Despite being vastly outnumbered, the American forces came equipped with technology that the guard said was like anything Venezuelan soldiers had encountered. So, you got a lot of these NATO countries talking shit. They don't have this technology. All right, they talking about they're gonna stand and they're gonna fight over in for Greenland. Hey, if Esau, they have things that that this world hasn't seen. All right, that these various militaries haven't seen. All right, that they can't fight against. All right, and more than likely they're going to take these nations down. All right, and Esau is going to become more despised. It says greatly despised amongst the heathen, as it says in the book of Obadiah. It says no way. I'm just going to read a little bit more, then I'm going to get this article and pull some precepts. The witness described how U.S. forces demonstrated overwhelming firepower superiority Even before deploying the sonic weapon, they were shooting with such precision and speed, it felt like each soldier was firing 300 rounds per minute. These may be super soldiers. All right, they may be chipped where they have precision. They're not they basically robots. All right, where they have precision shooting and everything. And don't think that's not out of the realm of possibility. All right, with all its devil's technology, the combination of advanced weaponry and mystery sonic device created what the guard characterized not as a battle but as a slaughter. Those 20 men without a single casualty being killed hundreds of us, he claimed. He had no way to compete with. We had no way to compete with their technology, with their weapons. I swear, I've never seen anything like it. The Pentagon confirmed that 7 U.S. troops were injured during the operation, with 5 having already returned to duty and 2 still recovering. One helicopter was hit during the operation, but remained flyable. So, hey, we don't got a chance against this devil, man. Only chance we have is Yahawashi. That's it. Okay. It says this is from the article. Excuse me, from the Business Insider. This article came out in 2023. The source of the mysterious noise and leave the world behind is never explained, but here are some real life weapons similar to it. It says the Netflix leave the world behind. It says the noise is all a part of a mysterious plot to destabilize the U.S. from within. Marshall Ali's character George G.H. Scott explains, but the source of the sound is never fully disclosed in either the film or Alam's book. All right, I'm going to go down. Let me see. How am I going to read all of this? Ali's character rules out an airplane strike. Says Bacon's character summarizes the sound came from a microwave radiation weapon, causing one of the characters to vomit violently and his teeth to fall out. Although there haven't been records of people's gums rotting, the film's director Sam Esmail told Netflix. All right, so it's pretty much the same thing. All right, and they have levels where they could turn it up all the way, or they could turn it to medium, they could turn it to low. It's just like a volume. All right, and that's what they're doing. As a report that involved 7 U.S. intelligence agencies investigating the source of the mysterious phenomenon ruled that the alignments were unlikely caused by a foreign country. Still, experts have ruled out the possibility of illness were caused by the direct energy weapon due, such as a microwave. So that's part of the due. They could have used due to do that. All right. So I ain't gonna, it's pretty much the same thing. But if you have to watch that movie so you can see you can have at least a visual of what takes place to the people. But they have some shit that takes out whole armies. All right, this is a long-range acoustic device. Let's see. Won't let me scroll on this. I got to get a different mouse or something. And don't think that the military only has these. Police have these things. Acts like a loudspeaker that can emit sounds that reach far distances. Long-range acoustic devices. As U.S. police agencies are equipped with long-range acoustic devices, according to Azentec, an acoustic consulting firm. The ray gun, all right, 2008, Sierra Nevada Corporation claimed it could produce a microwave gun capable of beaming sounds and even messages inside people's heads. Yo, this devil, man, this devil got it, man, and this gonna all go with the chip. All right, those that took that jab, your ass probably could be microwave too. The U.S. report showed that the company built a prototype of the weapon in 2004. The Guardian reported in 2021 that have no evidence suggests that the gun have taken beyond the prototype phase. Bullshit. All right, so this is back in 2004. So imagine the technologies that we have at our disposal now. Excuse me, not we, but these devils have at their disposal now. All right. So let me start with the book of Ezekiel, chapter 21, and I'm going to go to verse 9. It reads, "Son of man, prophesy, say, thus saith the Lord, a sword is sharpened and also furbished." All right, who was given the sword? Esau. The sword is being furbished, meaning was it make to make to polish, to smooth or bald or bare. All right, it's being polished. It's being getting. Hey, Esau's ready to go all out with their sword. All right, and man, this shit gonna get crazy out here, man. And like I said, the Lord Yahawashi is going to be your only defense. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter, that we may, should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. All right, it's being sharpened, it's being furbished, it's being fine tuned right now. Okay, and you Israelites better wake the hell up, man, and stop thinking that you got it all figured out, or you can save yourself, you can deliver yourself. No one can deliver themselves from the hands of this devils except Yahawah Yahawashi. All right, when you go, we know that that's this devil's sword. That's this devil's sword. That's this devil's blessing. That was his blessing given to him by Isaac, and that's how he's been able to rule. That's how he's been able to take over nations, take and steal and pillage resources throughout the globe. All right, this is Genesis chapter 27. I'm going to go to verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live. And thou shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off his neck. All right, so that yoke had to be broken from off of Jacob's neck. Jacob's neck for Esau to be able to rule. Okay, but he's going to live by the sword, and that's how he has lived. That's how he's continued to live. He hasn't learned. He hasn't learned. That's all he's. He hasn't learned through his different rulerships that maybe not living by the sword is not the way to do it. Maybe I should try to. Nah, he ain't. He don't have faith. He's not looking for Yahawashi. All right, he's not looking to be delivered because he thinks he's the deliverer. He thinks he's going to deliver himself. All right, he thinks he can deliver himself from the hands of Yahawashi. Ultimately, that's why they're going to fight against the angels. All right, verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of his blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning of my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And that's what he's been trying to do ever since. All right, find new ways to destroy you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. How can I kill? He don't think about how can I heal, how can I save, how can I cure diseases. No, this nigga wants to know new ways to kill, new ways to destroy. Amos 1:11. It reads, Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom. All right, we know who Edom is. Edom is Esau. Esau is Edom. All right, they're synonymous with each other. And for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually and kept his wrath forever. He has forever undying hatred for his brother Jacob. All right, and his sword. All right, he's gonna ultimately try to execute that and take out Jake once and for all. All right, because he could do it in the ancient world, but you don't think the devil's gonna try now? All right, Ezekiel 35 and 3. Then and he said unto me, Thus saith the Lord, power, behold, O Mount Seir. Mount Seir is Esau. Okay, the dwelling place of Esau, but Mount Seir it represents the people also. I am against thee. I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time when their iniquity had an end. All right, that's Esau was. Esau has always been about that sword. Okay. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee Since thou hast not hated blood, even the blood shall pursue thee. I will make Mount Seir most desolate and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. All right, so the Lord is going to have to be the one to put, the Lord's going to use his son, Yahawashi, to ultimately put Esau in his rightful place at the bottom. All right, but before that happens, Esau got to do what he got to do. He's going to come down with great wrath. This Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And the shit that we see that Esau possessed now, that's just the tip of the iceberg. This devil got all kind of shit, man. All right, we already know how he gets down with that dude, the direct energy weapons, where he burns up communities, that burns up cities from space. Okay, so the Yahawashi is our only refuge, is our only chance. Okay, to make it up out of here. Okay, because anybody thinking that they can save themselves, you know, you're gonna be judged severely. All right, and the Lord is going to use this devil Esau to do it. All right. So, Lord, within this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect, and I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Harakakwadash. Shalom.